Who is supreme? Is it Shiva? Is it Vishnu? Is it Brahma? Or is it Brahman? This question has caused debates for hundreds of years. Different traditions have built massive temples, written long books, and created complex rituals just to prove that their choice is the highest one. If you go to one part of India, you will hear that Shiva is the source of everything. If you go to another, you will hear that Vishnu alone is the master of the universe. Because both sides have ancient scriptures to back them up, the argument never seems to end. However, to find the real answer, we have to look at the words we are using. Most people get confused because they mix up two words that sound similar but mean very different things: Brahma and Brahman. Brahma is a creator god. He is like a master architect who builds a house. He is a person with a job, and he exists inside the universe. But Brahman is not a person. Brahman is the name for the ultimate reality itself. Brahman is the ground or the space in which the universe exists. To understand the difference, imagine a movie playing on a screen. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are like the most powerful characters in the movie. But Brahman is the screen itself. Without the screen, there can be no movie. The characters in the movie are many, but the screen is only one. When people argue about who is supreme, they are usually comparing the characters and forgetting about the screen. Now, let us look at how the universe actually works. Everything we see in nature follows a simple pattern of 3 steps. First, something is born. Second, it stays alive for a while. Third, it changes or dies. This is not a religious idea. It is a law of nature. A human being is born, lives a life, and eventually passes away. In Indian thought, these 3 steps are given names. The beginning is called Brahma. The middle, where things are kept stable, is called Vishnu. The end or the change is called Shiva. Because these are 3 steps of one process, they cannot be separated. Think about this carefully. If you create something but you do not preserve it, it disappears the very second it is born. It is as if it never existed. If you preserve something forever but never allow it to change, life becomes stuck. Nothing new can ever happen. And if things only end but nothing new is ever created, the universe would simply go dark. This means that creation, preservation, and transformation are not 3 different gods fighting for a trophy. They are 3 functions that depend on each other. They are like the 3 legs of a stool. If you take one away, the whole thing falls down. The idea of the Trimurti was created to explain this balance. It was never meant to be a competition to see who is the boss. So, why do people still insist that one is supreme over the others? It is because they are using the word supreme to mean 2 different things. If you are talking about a job or a role, you might say one is more important than the other based on your personal choice. But if supreme means the one ultimate truth that was there before the universe began, then that truth cannot be divided into pieces. You cannot have 2 different sources of everything. Logic tells us that if there is a single foundation for reality, it must be one. Different people just use different names for that one foundation. One person looks at the order and beauty of the world and calls the source Vishnu. Another person looks at the silence and the power of change and calls that same source Shiva. They are looking at the same mountain from different sides. Think about the way science describes energy. We are taught that energy cannot be created from nothing, and it can never be truly destroyed. It only changes from one form to another. If you burn a piece of wood, the energy doesn't disappear. It turns into heat, light, and ash. The form of the wood is gone, but the essence of the energy is still there. This is exactly what we are talking about when we discuss the ultimate reality. The names Shiva and Vishnu represent the different ways that one single energy moves. When the energy is holding a galaxy together or keeping your heart beating, we see the power of Vishnu. When that same energy causes a star to explode or an old cell in your body to die so a new one can grow, we see the power of Shiva. The mountain does not change just because people are standing in different places. You can find proof of this in your own life if you look at your own awareness. Think about your body. It has changed completely since you were a child. Think about your thoughts. You have millions of different thoughts every day. Your emotions change, your opinions change, and your age changes. But there is a part of you that observes all of this. There is an awareness that has been with you since the day you were born. That awareness does not change. It is the steady background of your life. Non-dual philosophy says that this awareness is not separate from the ultimate reality of the universe. Just as your thoughts appear and disappear inside your mind, the entire universe appears and disappears inside one great reality. Within that one reality, things are being created, things are being kept alive, and things are being changed. We also have to think about time. Everything we know happens inside time. There is a yesterday, a today, and a tomorrow. But the source of the universe cannot be sitting inside time like we are. If the source was inside time, we would have to ask, what created that time? The true source must be beyond time. This is why Shiva is sometimes called great time or beyond time. It is a way of saying that time itself is just a small cycle happening inside something much bigger and much deeper. When you understand this, the debate between Shiva and Vishnu ends. It ends because you realize that you were trying to compare things that are not actually separate. The argument only survives as long as we treat these names as separate people. But these names are symbols. They are like maps. If you have two different maps of the same city, you don't fight about which map is the real city. You use the maps to understand the city. In the end, no side wins this debate. The debate simply disappears when your understanding grows. You realize that the force that creates, the force that preserves, and the force that transforms are all movements of the same one reality. Whether you call that reality Shiva, Vishnu, or Brahman does not change what it is. The names are many, but the truth is one. The real goal is not to choose the best name, but to understand the reality that the names are trying to describe. Once you see the whole picture, the need to rank one above the other no longer makes sense. Before we finish, here is a question to take with you and think about deeply. If creation, preservation, and transformation are the three forces that run the entire universe, which one of them are you resisting right now? Are you afraid of the transformation that needs to happen in your life? Are you struggling to preserve what you already have? Or are you waiting for the courage to create something new? If these three forces are actually one, then even the endings in your life are just the beginning of a new creation. When you stop fighting the change, you stop fighting the universe itself. If you disagree with this explanation, explain why in the comments. A clear disagreement is more useful than blind agreement. Thank you for watching till the end. If this helped you understand the topic better, share it with others.